Hello and welcome to episode 78 of Pentagon for Gold. Now today we play in the semi-final of the Europa League against Bayer Leverkusen. They've got a player suspended, a player out due to a double hernia and a player doubtful due to a bruised thigh. So we should be in a pretty good position. We have slipped off the pace in the league. It's basically done now. We've just had too many recent draws. A 0-0 draw against Sassuolo really compounded the issue. Which is annoying because we just had a 4-0 victory against Napoli, who are a much better team than Sassuolo, who I think have been 19th for most of the season, and they still are, yes. Brescia on 10 points, already relegated with a month left. But yeah, let's try and get the victory in today's games against Bayer Leverkusen and see ourselves through to the final. The other game is Sheffield United, who are 5th in the league, despite predicted to be 14th. And Hoffenheim, who are 17th, predicted to be 7th. So two teams that have really confounded the expectations in completely different ways. So yeah, I'd be confident beating either of them. So Alexander Andres continues at right back. He's obviously, that's where I started him this season because I just wanted to get Sorrentino playing a lot. And then he dropped into defensive midfield before returning back to right back. It's just those two make a really good duo. And I think they're both better than Hoover and Adjamon, so it just makes sense to try and get both of them in the team. Outside of that, it's pretty much a standard lineup. De Ligt plays instead of Belly, and I do like that they've got a player called Josh John. That's a good name. And you'll also notice Yusuf Demir playing in that team, presumably not quite as good as he once was. Their goalkeeper, Sven Bowman, is a world-class goalkeeper. He's not the tallest, so perhaps that's our area to try and beat him in. But he's pretty much, I think he's the best the best EU player in goal, at least, that would be possible to sign at this stage. But obviously he's he's going to be expensive as a result, and yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But I think we'll be going for Sakar in the summer anyway, and won't have to worry too much about it. I think probably Rosas is particularly cheap, available for cheap now. So I'd be tempted to sign him, but I think we need to get a goalkeeper because Sarakai is good, but he's not an elite level goalkeeper, as you can probably see from his stats. He's very, very tall, but outside of that, he's not outstanding in any area really. And as a result, I'd just rather have Sakar, particularly because I've also got the mental attachment to my Peruvian star that I signed all those years ago, Civilek, into the box, and it's headed in by Orlando, and we are behind against Bayer Leverkusen, and that's an away goal for them, so we're in a dangerous position, a bit precarious here. Could really do with getting a win here. Cirillo. Gentilini unable to keep hold of it, just was a bit outnumbered there, a bit outgunned, and Yusuf Demir with a phenomenal pass, but unfortunately for Bayer Leverkusen, the striker couldn't hold it up properly. And now De Ligt finds Carpentieri. Diaz finds a good ball into Migno. Can Migno do something with it? Good cross into Dogan, and that's a good finish from Hannibal, who gets his 46th goal contribution of the season. 26 goals, 20 assists from central midfield at 32. He is a player. And also, that's with settling in, supposedly. Our two star men have been new signings in the last year, so We've got some potential in this squad, and if we can get similar signings who have as good an impact as those two in the next window, we could genuinely be Champions League contenders, having gone from going out in the group stage. And that's a beautiful finish from Migno, really, really lovely dink over the keeper, wonderful goal, and that is 2-1 really early in the second half. But as I said, if we can get the right names in. I don't know how much money we're going to have next season. Probably not all that much because we've spent quite a lot in the last year. And the wages are huge, so it's taken down our finances a fair bit. If we can get the right names in, then who knows what we could do next season. We could really do some damage. We could do with winning the Europa League just to get the reputation up as well. Because a lot of players are, in the case of when you ask their agents if they want to come, they often say, well, I'll come once you've raised your reputation. So we're in a slightly difficult situation with signings, but I'm sure we can get the right names in over the summer. Dorgan can drop back into midfield. We get Gwil on the right hand side, and Carbon-Sherry can come off for Saul Funnel. It's finally poised this tie so far. We've been the better team definitely in this game, but you know, if the other team takes their chances, it's not always a guarantee. And Dorgan wins the ball back, and now Migno and Gwil try and spring a counter-attack. Well tackled though by the left back, and now Josh John Sorrentino wins it back. Gwil looks a little bit off the pace there, and that's a poor pass from Sorrentino straight into the hands of Bowman. Not really sure whose chance this is meant to be. It seems to keep switching, but Funnel's in behind, and he's put it home. 3-1. That's a much better outlook. Getting that goal really does help how this game can be viewed. A 3-1 victory is much better than a 2-1 victory at home in the Europa League. And the last few minutes tick down. Are we going to see another chance? Doesn't look like it, and we don't. 3-1, I'll take that. That's a good general performance, good result, and should make us comfortable favourites to get through into the final of the Europa League, which we will see how we do in the next game. Here is today's lineup, accidentally not shown in the normal way, as I just advanced a little bit too far. But as you can see, it's pretty much our standard lineup. Belly comes in for Delict, and that's about it. Really just trying to see out this game in a confident way and make sure that we get to that final without any hiccups on the way. Hoffenheim beating Sheffield United already. I don't know whether... yeah, that seems to be live as well. So I think that's now 1-1 between those two teams. Or make that 3-0. Wow. Hoffenheim absolutely blowing away Sheffield United despite being in 17th in the Bundesliga. So in theory, if we win here, we should be able to beat them comfortably. Whether it works like that, I don't know. Maybe they're just switching off in the league and just focusing entirely on the Europa League. It'd be interesting if they got relegated from the Bundesliga and also won the Europa League and therefore in the Champions League while a Bundesliga 2 team. I'm sure they won't get relegated though. I think they're a bit too good for that. But that was an early chance which was just tipped onto the bar by Bowman. Good save in the end, really. And now Frank on a yellow card already, building from the back through this free kick. Hannibal finds Andres, and not the greatest pass, to be honest, from Andres. Michanovsky, who is Bayer Leverkusen's star player, finds Sidao with a really good pass, and Sidao with an absolutely emphatic finish. We're in a slightly dangerous place now, because if they get a second and we don't score, we're out. We need to get a hold on this game, get a few more chances, really, and then make sure we get at least one goal just to make it a lot harder for them. Sarikaya now building out from the back with this goal kick. Belly looks long into Dorgan, and Dorgan with a fantastic header into Migno, who can't finish, just directly at Bowman, really. Not likely to beat him if you're shooting like that. Hannibal with the corner. Well claimed by Bowman. No problems for him there. And we are in the lead, but I think, yeah, let's go with this one. Dorgan a little bit demotivated, but everyone else seems to be happy enough. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be playing Hoffenheim if we do get through. So we can switch back, see how the mentalities are doing. Couple of players in slightly risky mentalities, particularly Andres is not happy at all. That is not ideal, but I guess we're just going to have to cope for now. Dorgan's having an absolute stinker on the right hand side, 6.1. Clearly hasn't got involved all that much, and when he has, it's not been majorly impressive. I think we'll get Saul Funnel on then, and perhaps Hannibal will have to come off for Katic, as is often the case, because Hannibal does tire quite easily. Now we just need to see this game out. Sidao with the free kick, and well saved by Sarikaya, got up and held the ball well. Now looks long for Funnel, whose header just goes to John, so a chance for Leverkusen to build out the back again. Andres makes the tackle but can't get hold of the ball properly, and this looks dangerous. Oh, it's a really good block, an important block as well. We're living slightly dangerously here. I think we're going to turn down the tempo a bit. Just try and get a hold of the ball a bit more. I think I'll also encourage the boys, try and get them to improve mentalities. That's not worked at all. Let's get Carpentieri off for Guil, and we'll put Funnel on the left. Come on, lads. And we'll get some time wasting on as well. I wasn't anticipating having to do this at 3-1. Thankfully, we got that third goal in the last game, because otherwise we'd be going out now. Now, just don't lose the ball, Andres. We're not really giving him any options to throw to here. Sorrentino finds Frank. Thankfully, we've managed to keep hold of it here. Migno. 1-1. There we go. That's the goal we needed. And also avoids us getting a loss on our record that might affect the mentality of the players. And it's a good finish in the end from Migno. Off the post and in. Very nicely done. And that will be that. So we are through to the Europa League final, where we will play. If it's not Hoffenheim, I will be very surprised, and Sheffield United will have done an absolutely ridiculous comeback. But I would highly doubt that that would happen. Let's see, 5-0 in the end. So yes, the next game will be against Hoffenheim in the Europa League final. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, have a fantastic day.